most people don't realize that what works for you will not work for them. So I want to talk about something that I heard that was on point. It was really good, and I kind of want to piggyback off it. And what was being said is that most people don't know how to write their own program. And that is so true. And basically, just breaking down how people who follow and can't see how they're following, can't see how you're just building off something that's already been built, and not recognizing that the new trends, the ones who started it, the ones who actually started it, not the ones who got known for it, not the ones who took the credit for it, but the ones who actually started it, you don't even know who they are. Because this person had their own program. They had their own way of doing something. So, this is another reason that, we speak on things like this. This is where we're coming from. You're someone who has your own program. And this is why you are the way you are. And no one can duplicate your program at all. But there are people who can become a part of the program based upon just in the environment, them being in the same atmosphere with you, and impacts the real thing, and you rub off on people. And so these people who think the same way, who react the same way, who have the same systematic way of doing something. Another good example is just breaking down people you look up to. You got, the whole alpha dude thing or whatever. And, the many faces of it or whatever that people look up to, and you gotta buy this workout plan, and buy this meal plan, and buy this physical fitness plan that this this trainer or teacher or self-helper, motivator, influencer sold you, just so you could just be a carbon copy version of them. And not only that, you don't even know if you're getting the real thing that they do anyway. But when you're someone who knows how to do things on your own, you literally pave and do what works for you. So, I like to describe myself as someone who actually disproves science. And I do disprove science. This is a video for another day, but I could break down the many different things that I do that is completely out of the ordinary of other people, that affects my body way differently than other people, that gives me more progression and more of an energetic impact more than most people, and it just completely disproves the things that science even says about body weight, says about calories, says about digestion and all those things, fitness, all of that, the whole 9 yards. What you do, if another person tried to do it, it would not work. It would not work. Especially if they have some alternative motive to try to, it just wouldn't work. It wouldn't work for them. So this is why a lot of these people just end up following some systematic person or program or some, self-help teaching thing that they were sold, so they could just end up being like that person because they don't know how to do their own thing. They don't know how to write their own meal plan. They have to go get it from someone else. They have to go mimic someone else's. They have to go carbon copy someone else's. These supplements people be taking or being recommended and stuff, they go do that instead of seeing what works for you. They just go, you know what I'm saying? So, and another reason I wanted to talk about this and why it's important to move in silence. Move in silence. It don't mean be silent, yo. The older you get, you're gonna need to communicate more. And I learned that. You're gonna need to know how to communicate. You're gonna need to learn how to, be precise in what it is you want to do. It's really important. It's, what I'm saying, it's gonna play a big impact in your life. But the reason you gotta move in silence is because, especially when you're someone who's like this, and you know how to do things your own way. And sure, the way things started out, it may have not started out with you were the one who was actually initiating things in the first, but that's not the point. If you're someone who knows how to do things your own way, and it's new, there will be people trying to build off you. And there will be people who will be impacted by you, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. And they may even like what you're doing. They may even try to do what you do and build around it with their own little ways and stuff like that. But the minute it starts to go against you, you need to move in silence. Sometimes you can't be telling people everything, because now that people are seeing the way you do things and the way you move, now you need to change up what you were doing, because they're trying to build around it with you. And it's kind of not the fact that they're trying to go against anything you're doing, but it is, though. And it's making things more than it needs to be. And it's disturbing peace and doing a bunch of different things, yo. And it doesn't have to be like that. So, yeah. Most people do not recognize and do not know, cannot see, that what you do will not work for them. Because they all are so used to a same systematic program. So when you be talking and when you be saying things, they won't take you seriously, because it's you. But the minute that you start doing and showing, and they start seeing the results of what you do, now here they go trying to mimic and do what you do, or if not that, build upon what it is that you're doing to try to make it seem like this is something that they started first, when it never would have been like that if you didn't start it. Because you're the one who has a whole new system and a whole new way of doing something. So when that is new to other people who be doing the same things in a different way, but it's the same concept, so they're not in that same area as you, they're either going to build upon that in a way that is going to affect what you're doing. It could be positively if you know how to communicate correctly. And it could be negatively if they're just trying to do it for their self. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by like building upon something, it could be like a certain way that you go about your lifestyle. You can have a certain eating schedule. You can have a certain way that you spend your money. And you can be living with people, working with people, whatever way you do it, yo. And they see what you're doing and it's different. So it could be positively if we know how to communicate correctly. And if we know how to talk about it and see how this is going to work for everyone who does their role with whatever intention we want to lead it to. But it could be negatively if you want to act like you didn't get this from this person. Build upon whatever it is you're doing, or whether it be mimic and try to act like you didn't get it from them either too. Or try to build your own thing around it to use it for your benefit, and it goes against what they're doing. No. So some people just can't understand that. And that's okay. You just got to acknowledge it and go about your own way of, letting them recognize it if need be. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for checking out this video. It just came to my mind real quick and just thought I'd let you know. I thought that was an interesting thing I heard. So shout out that video too. Most people can't recognize that. Most people do not know that whatever works for you will not work for them. Because it will not. Because you wrote your own way. You have your own way of doing something every day that's completely different from everybody. You do not eat 3 times a day the way that they tell you guys to do it. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Those are a bunch of words to me, actually. I don't even know what that means. So what does that mean? Is it just because you ate it during that time? Why can't you have waffles and cereal at 7 p.m.? Why is it that breakfast? Why is that like you get? That's what I'm saying. So I don't think like that at all. Not even close. Now look at it that way with that example with everything. You are not systematic. So when you're around systematic people and you're being you and it's really starting to show that you got a whole new way, you will have things being built around you. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if there starts to be something that's wrong with that, then you're going to need to do something if it's affecting you negatively, especially when you're the wiser one who knows that you're the one who put it in that atmosphere in the first place. These people do not know that what works for you will not work for them. Thanks for watching.